Welcome. Thank you for watching this video presented by CostStoreFixtures. Questions should be emailed to CostStoreFixtures@outlook.com. This application uses the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet program. Microsoft and Excel are trademarks and property of Microsoft Corporation. A Microsoft Corporation license is required to use the Excel program. The instruction example covers foundation principles and demonstrates the process by calculating the cost of a pedestal fixture step by step. Each instruction example consists of a macro button and a cell comment. To read the text of the macro before clicking the button, hover over the cell to the right of the button and the text of the macro is displayed. Complete the instruction example to develop an understanding and proficiency at preparing a cost workup. The instructions example is on the instruction sheet. The instruction sheet is the window currently displayed. The example starts at row 157. To get to the example, click the fourth button labeled B.000 Example Cost Workup Pedestal. The focus of step 2 of the 3 steps is on the principles of this process and how to enter the material prices on 3 cost workup sheets. Example item 2.2.18 Conventions on cost workup sheets. Other aspects about the cost workup sheets. Starting in column N through column BB, cells with green font are not formulae. Green characters can be changed. Although they can be changed, make sure it is the appropriate place to make the change. Cells with red font are formulae. Typing over a formula deletes the formula. When starting a new project, use a clean copy of the application. The formula can be re-entered in the cells changed if what cells were changed can be remembered. Cells with yellow font in column T are prices. When starting, all material price cells should be 0. Every cost workup sheet has a macro to set the value of all the materials to 0. Click the button in cell T22 labeled Clear: PRCH, PRC, FMRT followed by the format number to set the 0 values. Cells with blue font in column X are item total cost. Columns C through I can be used for filter templates or anything else the user wants to put there. Those cells do not affect any formulae. Column J categorizes the materials and labor for grouping and filtering purposes. The values are used in formulae. Do not change them. Column K is the material description and labor process. The values are used in formulae. Do not change them. Column L designates the type of measurement used for the material. The values are used in formulae. Do not change them. Column M is the name of material or process used on the material. The values are used in formulae. Do not change them. Columns N through Q contain the project dimensions: width, depth, height of section, and quantity. All the red characters are formulae. Do not change them. Column R, which is set to the value of 1, is used to adjust the quantity of pieces of some materials. Column S, unit of measure, is a formula based on the item number. The unit of measure is determined by the item number. If #error hashtag or #value hashtag or #name hashtag is displayed in a cell, the item number may be missing, misspelled, or not in the list of materials. Column T, prices, start with a 0 value. All items are 0 until included in the cost workup. Starting in column U through AV, cells with black font are rows that have been priced. Column U is the direct materials or direct labor amount. Direct materials is the value of the specific materials versus materials which may include freight, scrap allowance, and markup. Direct labor is the value of the specific labor process performed on a specific piece of material versus labor which may include overhead 1, overhead 2, and markup. Column V for materials is the freight allowance, which is calculated as a percentage of direct materials. The percentage can be 0. Column V for labor is overhead 1, which is calculated as a percentage of direct labor. The percentage can be 0. Column W for materials is the scrap allowance, which is calculated as a percentage of direct materials. the percentage can be 0. Column W for labor is overhead 2. It is calculated as a fixed dollar amount of direct labor hours. The fixed amount can be 0. Column X is the material item or labor process total cost. It is the sum of columns U, V, and W. Column Y is the count of items of materials identified in the row. Column Y is the count of minutes in decimal format of labor identified in the row. Column Z counts the sheet form of materials used in fabrication. Column Z counts the minutes in hour:minute format of labor identified in a row. It is the same time as column Y in a different format. Column AA counts the strip form of material used in fabrication. This measure does not apply to labor processes. Columns AA through AV are measurement formulae that apply only to materials. The column headings specify what the measurement is. Sheet protection can be turned on at any time. Click the button in cell B2 labeled Turn on Sheet Protection to protect the cells with formula. The cells that will be protected can be viewed before the protection is activated by clicking the button Protection Highlight On. If you highlight the cells to be protected, turn the highlight off before turning the protection on. This example 2.2.18 is completed. Continue the instructions example by clicking item 2.2.19.